the local deal space is great at customer acquisition, the location-based space is great at customer engagement, and the two are seriously on a head-on collision course. There hasn't been any huge innovation in the local deal space. They've got a great model, the daily deal model, which drives tons of new customers, and there's been lots of innovation in the location-based space, but it's been in a relatively small part of the world. It's been in this 4% bubble. And so we wanted to create a hybrid unit, a first true alternative to the daily deal, which has a lot of problems, which we can get into, but a lot of people have experienced that for themselves, and try and build a local deal that focused for the first time, that was carefully crafted to create loyalty, to attract tons of new customers and bring them through an experience that would get them to keep coming back after the end of the deal, essentially. So a level up has 3 levels. You can think of them as good, better, best. You can think of them as try it, like it, love it. And we've based this very explicitly off of the level up game mechanic. Level up is a game mechanic where you achieve a higher status, where you unlock a next level reward, where you jump from one level to the next. And so the level up game mechanic dictates that each of these levels start locked. We are working with a bunch of great businesses, and I'll talk through some of the ones who are kind enough to join us here today, to create these scripted, location-based experiences, these level ups, where level 1 is a great experience to introduce you to the business. As you use that, you grab it, you buy it, you go there, you use it, ideally you have a great time. When you visit that business, you level up and you unlock level 2. And that invites you back, it re-engages you, it brings you back, it has you experience something new, maybe bring some friends, learn more about that business, try a different meal. We're working with amongst others, Metro Rock, where you can level up your rock climbing skill as you go back. And then level 3 is sort of the final experience, brings them back again. We have a lot of data, and I'll get through this probably in some Q&A, to show that the players of Scavenger, after they've been introduced to a place through a series of 3 staggered rewards, through a series of 3 visits, the likelihood that they repeat visiting that business, that they go back with friends, that they do the social check-in, that they engage and continue to return goes up exponentially. It's a really powerful tipping point. So we wanted to build a scriptable, location-based unit, the level up, that could introduce newcomers in a large, mass, mainstream way, and then bring those people who are going to become regulars, who have the possibility of becoming really valuable customers for that business, through the experience that makes them into that ultimate type of customer, the regular. So that's what a level up looks like. How does it work? It's quite simple. Each deal has 3 levels, good, better, best, try it, like it, love it, 3 different experiences. As you use level 1, you level up, you unlock the next one, and basically, and we'll be working through. It also works on Android. We don't have the voice activated feature yet, but it's coming soon. So level up is basically the most effective way to attract tons of new customers, engage them with your business, and ideally have them level up into regulars. So one of the natural questions we get is, how is it different? So we're in this sort of wonderful nexus of 2 incredibly complex spaces. We've got the location-based space with people like Scavenger, Foursquare, Goala, Whirl, Looped, Rumble, and another 500 companies. And there's the local deal space with people like Groupon, Living Social, and the other 500 companies in that space. And we're existing at this very, very fluid and exciting point right at the nexus of those 2. And so we're always talking about how we're doing something that is different, how we're using our mobile, social, gaming, game layer on top of the world lens to make something that is different and that can actually bring real value where others can't. So the biggest part of this is that if you look at the location-based space, the biggest problem that we see for local businesses is that it's very difficult to measure the value produced. It does produce a lot of value, but it's hard to see it at the cash register, and we want to help that. And the local deal space, you've sort of got this scenario going on where a new customer gets attracted and they visit once, and then there's sort of this question mark period. You don't know if they come back, and that's really problematic because it's not the one-and-doners, it's not the deal hunters that make a business really thrive. It's building engagement, building loyalty, creating regulars, making a community of people who love your business for what your business is awesome at. So the Level Up obviously has a longer series of engagements and a very, very carefully structured series of engagements to bring people through what we believe to be the ideal process to help local businesses gain exposure and then gain regulars, to do what 500 knockoffs in the daily deal space and $2 billion of cash flooded in couldn't, which is to actually get customers to come back. And it's a really simple concept. It's one that makes a ton of sense, but one that hasn't been done over the past 2 years in either of these spaces, and so we want to make that happen. So why is it so important? If for the local business partners who are joining us here today, thank you for coming. I think this will be this will be redundant for you guys, you already know this, but for everyone else, the biggest issue that we see is that daily deals have introduced this concept of SMB ADD into the local community. There are a billion places being featured all the time, and it's always this sort of one-hit experience. And so this is obviously bad for local businesses because you can't attract regulars, you can't build an engagement, you can't build a meaningful community of people who love your business because there's this distraction going on. But what's more interesting is that it's also very, very bad for the consumer. Consumers are losing the ability to have that feeling of regular status, to really engage with the business, to build something slightly more meaningful. So we want to try and cure the SMB ADD situation. There are 500 daily deal providers. They're all doing the same thing, and they can't get customers to come back. And that's really the key. It's not just about customer acquisition. It's about customer retention. And there needs to be a tool that can do both. So LevelUp is the first true alternative. And the goal is simple. Customer acquisition plus social loyalty ideally will equal happy businesses and happy customers. So it is now 8:30 in the morning. And I don't think any of us have had our buzzword quota for the day. So we need gaming, social, location, mobile, and just to round it out, we've also got proactive Sigma 6 synergy, which is much harder to say than it should be. But Scavenger as a company is really about four things. It's about gaming, it's about social, it's about location, it's about mobile. And we use this to achieve very cool things. In this case, to achieve loyalty, to crack the science of loyalty at scale. So gaming, obviously LevelUp. It is strictly a game dynamic. Think unlocking the next levels like Farmville, like Angry Birds, like the other games that are out there, but here to try and achieve something in the real world. Social. Loyalty is about more than just repeat visits, and it's about more than just repeat purchases. That's not something that the other providers have been able to deliver yet, but we really want to go even one step beyond that. It's about engaging customers in a way that makes them advocates for your business. And so something which I can talk about a bit in Q&A if it's interesting is this concept of the social recommendation engine, where we've baked into the very fabric of LevelUp the opportunity, the experience to invite friends, to advocate for the business, to bring friends with you, to build a social graph around that location. Obviously location, LevelUp is this blending of the check-in, the challenge, and the reward into one mainstream consumable unit. If you download the apps for iPhone and Android, once they propagate through the app stores, you'll be able to see all the different location-based interactions you can have to see where you're leveling up around you. And the most interesting part of that is we're pioneering this new type of loosely location-based engagement where, for those of us who don't have iPhones and Androids yet, the web experience is incredibly functional and enables you to engage with these great places from afar. If you say that you're going to a place in the future, that's as location-based as anything, and we want to help bring that to the forefront to make this idea of location-based interactions more mainstream. And of course, mobile, LevelUp on the go, available on iPhone and Android today, so that should be very fun. The last thing, just to give for some of the members of the press joining us today, and thank you guys for coming as well. What can local businesses who are working with us expect? And we've got that sort of fun board of the partners who are working with us to start. Obviously, promotion and buzz, tons of new customers. Lots and lots of people can provide that. Tons of repeat customers. We aim to be the first and only service out there that can actually really deliver that in a truly analytic fashion. Obviously, the analytics that back the whole thing up are great. We're also working on a new push-based analytics service, so we know that local businesses are busy. They're busy doing what they do, which is making customers happy and creating all this this great local ecosystem. But they don't necessarily have the time to go and dig through analytics like, say, Buffalo Wild Wings or Coca-Cola might be able to. So the way we're building this is a push-based system where every Monday morning, the analytics about how LevelUp is helping to grow your business are in your inbox, right there. Open it, click, consume, no need to log on, no account. There is an account panel that you can use, but we really want to be totally transparent on the data and actually push it out to the merchants we're working with in real time. Epic support, we are... and the last three I want to talk about are actually quite interesting. The earn more money, way lower commission, and partners. So this is perhaps the most compelling part of the whole conversation for us. When we started designing LevelUp as a next evolution of what rewards look like, as a pilot to test how we can make game mechanics in the real world better, we said, what is the success characteristic of LevelUp? And it's a pretty simple one. It's getting customers to come back. So we said, okay, we want to, certainly at launch,